pastor should be familiar with what insurance the church has. Let me make a few comments about this. You know, certainly you have property and liability. Make sure those policies are in force, have not expired. I dealt with the church a few years ago that had a homeless person come into the church office and kill 2 people. And the church was sued for negligence for allowing this to happen. Turns out their insurance policy had expired 30 days before. It's unbelievable. There was no insurance to cover it. So they were facing a serious issue of maybe having to declare bankruptcy and selling church assets. You don't want to, so you want to be intentional about reviewing your insurance coverages and look at those expiration dates. Church-owned vehicles and non-owned vehicles, make sure you have that coverage if you allow members to use their own vehicles for church-related trips. Counseling insurance, be sure that that incorporates sexual misconduct if you have counselors that you utilize in the church. Employment practices, that's an exclusion under most policies. You have to get it as a separate endorsement, but it's an excellent coverage to have because it's a common source of liability and it's very expensive to hire an attorney specialized in this field to represent you. It's an unbudgeted expense. Directors and officers, foreign travel, just be aware that there's an extraterritorial exclusion, meaning you don't have coverage for injuries that happen out of the country, such as I've been involved for 7 years with one of these cases where a church sent a short-term missions trip to a foreign country. While involved in some activity, there was a vehicle collision. One of the people on that trip was severely injured, became partially paralyzed, and there was a $20 million lawsuit against the church. And the church had no insurance to cover anything because of this exclusion. So there you go, some other issues there. Coverage amounts, make sure you have adequate coverage. And there are various ways to compute this, but certainly it means you should keep in mind your net asset valuation and the nature, the frequency of the activities your church conducts. If you're children intensive and have a lot of activities for youth, you're going to need higher coverage, obviously. So those are some basic issues I'd cover there. You have a duty to notify the insurance company, not when a lawsuit is filed against you, but when you become first aware of a potential claim. I've seen churches denied coverage under their insurance policy because they failed to notify the insurance company of a potential claim. They waited for a lawsuit to be filed, and that can take years. In one case, it was 5 years. Okay, so it's good to have an insurance committee where you have people that are knowledgeable about insurance in the church or business affairs to weigh in on the nature of the kinds of insurance coverages you need. We have adequate coverage, etc.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel below. Make sure to hit the notifications button so you'll be notified every time a new video is released. Also, be sure to visit churchlawandtax.com for the latest church-specific coverage.